John's in Newcastle. Hello, John.
Hi, Ian. Hi. I voted Leave 2.5 years ago for reasons that weren't really to do with the economy. I'm not an economist, so I couldn't really fix a view on that. But it was to do with the arguments that we would be more free, we would be free to make our own laws and ruled by our courts, and that kind of principle. However, something recently has happened that causes me to change 180 degrees. So I'm supporting what Amber Rudd suggests, a second referendum. I've sort of got the sinking feeling now that we will actually be surrendering real practical day-to-day freedoms, and it's starting to freak me out a bit. Can I just explain what this is about and what's going on in my head? I've been working for 40-odd years now, and for cost of living and health reasons, I'm planning, would you believe, to retire to southern Spain in a couple of years. Nothing unusual in that. Hundreds of thousands of other British folk have done it for years now. But here's the problem, and it goes back to the announcement yesterday on freedom of movement, both in Europe and here from our government. If I move to Spain today, pre-Brexit, there's very little formality. I can just basically get an EasyJet ticket, get a form called an S1 from the pensions department here, and it's done. I register to vote when I get there. No other complications. Healthcare's covered because I'm retired by the Spanish system. However, 3 days ago, I go over to sort out the house and all the rest of it, the purchase, and the lawyer over there tells me that's not going to work now because the UK is going to be a third country. I'm going to need a pension of around about €30,000, private healthcare, which I can't get through pre-existing conditions. So effectively, I'm stuck here, and that's a consequence that I never quite envisaged from Brexit. I thought I would be more free, not less free.
Well, I think you've been given a bit of Duff advice, frankly, because we don't know yet whether there's going to be a deal. If there is a deal, I would have thought that advice is wrong. I'm not qualified to give you any legal advice or any advice at all, I suppose. But I think I'd sit tight if I were you. What, you actually got a property that you want to buy now? Is that the problem?
Yes, and apparently they will reluctantly impose the same kind of conditions that we choose to do here. It will be reciprocal. So if, for example, an Austrian couple in 2 years' time want to come and retire to Devon, the regulations published yesterday mean that they wouldn't be able to do that unless they were quite wealthy. And the same thing will now apply to British pensioners wanting to go and live in Spain or Portugal.
Well, it would only apply under a no deal.
Well, I imagine that even if Mrs May's deal goes through next month, she won't backtrack on a freedom of movement principle.
Well, I think, it's unfortunate. Your timing is unfortunately very bad here, because I doubt whether the Spanish government have come to a definite conclusion as to exactly what regulations they're going to impose. The fact that a lot of British people go and live in Spain is good for the Spanish economy. So I doubt very much whether they're going to try and discourage people from continuing to do that. But it looks to me that timing is the worst thing here for you, because I certainly wouldn't buy anywhere at the moment if I didn't know exactly what the conditions were going to be. So if you can hold on for a bit, and I imagine it will become clear, well, it will all become clear before the 29th of March. Obviously that's 3.5 months to go, but that's, I'm afraid, John, I guess all you can do. Thank you very much for your call.